This episode is brought to you by Ariston Specialties in Bloomfield, Connecticut. They're makers of amazing olive oils and other Greek delights. Check them out online at aristonspecialties.com. That's Ariston, Ariston, specialties.com. Here's the thing. You take your first bite and it squirts in your mouth. You know us. Sure, we like hot dogs. We think you're going to go crazy over a grilled, juicy, big, fat brat. Short for bratwurst sausage. We're going to talk about how to grill them or pan fry these large sausages. That's coming right your way. And I just found out that some brats are already pre-soaked in beer, which is so thoughtful. Unless you're gluten sensitive. Eat, drink, and be merry with us here on faithmiddleton.com. This is the new podcast home of our fresh editions of the Food Schmooze Party. The All-Stars, my beloved people, are here to go brat sausage crazy with me. Whether you order a brat at your favorite stand or a restaurant, or you make them on a grill or a stovetop, they are really, really easy. Of course, I'm with Chris Prosperi of Metro Beast in Simsbury, Alex Province, and Mark Raymond. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Faith.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
So let me tell you, Alex is the person who started all this. He made the suggestion that we do brats on the show, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. Alex, how do you do them? How do you do yours? Tell us if you've never done these before. You know those big fat sausage things you see in the deli counter?
It's so easy, and I don't think you can do them incorrectly. So you mentioned beer. One way of doing it is take a saucepan, dump a can of beer into the saucepan, add your brats, and then boil them for 5 minutes or whatever with the lid on. And then take the bratwurst and bring them out to a hot grill to get the smoky, charred, beautiful grill marks. And then cook them another 5 minutes or so, and then onto a bun. We, over the weekend, just put the buns or the brats straight onto the grill, and they'll rupture, a little bit, which I don't care. And then you cook them along with your hot dogs and hamburgers, and they turned out amazingly well. And then some people cook them in onions. So I don't think there's like a wrong way to cook like a brat. They're so good anyway. So good. Right. Yeah. And then good potato bun, which I think are key. Or now back east, we get good bread here. There's what's Chris, it's almost like a Portuguese roll.
Yeah.
You slice down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it soaks up all the juice coming out of the brats.
Yeah. And the best part, I'm a huge mustard fan.
Yeah,
and mustard has actually 0 calories, surprisingly.
So you can use as much as you want.
I douse both sides, all sides of the bread until it's this yellow disaster.
So these are either veal or pork. We just found out that you can get a combination. So I looked this up online. I thought, we're doing brats on this show. We're recommending how incredible they are. It said online, bratwurst is a specific type of fresh link sausage that originated in Germany. Typically, it's made with pork and veal and seasoned with ginger, nutmeg, coriander, or caraway. The most traditional recipes call for both cream and eggs in their preparation. See what I mean? That is no hot dog.
Yeah. I had no idea. Never even thought to look what's inside.
That's a
some
quality
of the stuff you just don't want to know. So those are the spices that make it taste like a brat.
What brand do you get? Do you care?
Well, some places I'm lucky if you just find regular like Johnsonville or the run of the mill, and they taste great too.
Those are
Boar's
from
Head
Wisconsin.
Boar's Head makes a nice one as well.
Yeah.
And then we were at McQuaid's last weekend. There's one in Watch Hill and Mystic. And then they had all these fancy hot dogs with natural casings, the hand tied kind, and like a selection of brats. So I was like the more harder to get ones if I can find them, but all the regular ones are great too. What do you think?
Totally. Sounds amazing. Oh.
So in the supermarket, if you're lucky enough that your supermarket carries these, look for a label called Schaller and Weber. So it's Scheller and Weber, Weber. That's a pretty good brand.
Yeah.
And, researching, I found that there are places like, listen to this. So by the way, Scheller and Weber has a store in New York on 86th and 2nd Avenue. It's the York Street with the former German area. And then the next place I found that is really, really popular is East Side Restaurant. Mark, you might know about this. This is a German restaurant on Dwight Street in New Britain, Connecticut.
Oh,
and they serve these. Do you know it?
Oh, yes. Yes. They got the beer and the big steins. And
I don't think I've ever seen a bigger beer.
They do that tiki-taki thing as well.
Yeah.
You get like a workout just by holding the beer, right? Like drinking. It's like you could say you went to the gym.
So
like
they
serve them there at that restaurant.
Oh yeah, and they serve them on a plate. They don't even do the rolls. It's like, maybe they do for some people, but they're just sitting the way I like them, on top of a pile of fresh cooked sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Some people have onions. Hey, here's the thing. When I make sauerkraut, I pour in, you two guys will, especially Mark and Alex, you'll know about this. I pour in Riesling.
Ooh.
And I use Chris's fresh
Sweetens it up.
sauerkraut. And it's not sweet, the Riesling, but I let it cook for about an hour. Oh my God. And then I just pile that on the sausage. Sometimes I throw the sausage in there.
Yeah.
Nice. Hungry. You guys always make me so hungry.
I know, me too. Hey, here's the thing. Most of the places I read online said, do not do what we all want to do, which is to prick them with a fork. Mm-hmm. They said, because the juices, will run out on the grill.
Yeah.
So, but then I thought, well, if I'm cooking them with my sauerkraut, so what if they run out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If it runs into the sauerkraut, that's good.
And they break. If you grill them, oftentimes they rupture anyhow. But I don't think that. It reminds me, the Spanish soup cocido. We've talked about it. With garbanzo beans and chickpeas and everything. Well, in Spain, they'll put the whole chorizo in, not the cured kind that you slice, but like the fresh, the raw sausage, and not Mexican chorizo. This is like the Spanish one. And then I made the mistake of not pricking it. And after I cooked it, I like barely touched it with the fork, and it was under so much pressure. It covered my kitchen in like red paprika grease. Dude, maybe you want to prick them. I don't.
I'm thinking you do in that case.
Yeah. It's a safety thing.
Alex, do you cook these? And Chris especially, and Mark, you've got that beautiful oven outside. Do you cook these for about 20 minutes? That's what I do. Oh, Alex, you just said you do yours in the fry pan first.
If
with
you boil
water.
them first. Yeah, that brings them up. That makes me feel safe. But no one likes raw sausage, I don't think. So I always err on overcooking things like this, but I don't know. Could be me.
You got to remember with the brats, they're fully cooked, right?
Yeah.
Majority of the time. Yeah, the majority of the time.
Some are.
Yeah.
The fancy ones are. Those are
cooked all the way through. Once you get to the fancier level, even the Scheller Weber are fully cooked. But when you get to the fancy ones, you could, and then you really do have to simmer them.
Make sure that you see on the package, and then because the ones that are fully cooked, you don't have to be so wackadoo about washing. You want to wash your hands anyway, but it's not like handling raw pork as much. But
right, so you just keep the Purell right next to the stove.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm in the plastic bag.
If you're in the Litchfield area,
spacesuit.
If you're in the Litchfield area, guys, Scheller Weber, the brats, they're available at the Dutch Epicure. It's a little store on Route 202 in Litchfield. And not just that, but if you like Scheller Weber, I grew up on it because my mom is Austrian. So we always had Scheller Weber in the house. And Dutch Epicure in Litchfield is one of the few places in Connecticut. There's little spots that carry it, but they always carry Dutch Scheller Weber stuff. Great.
Is that where you get them?
Yeah, that's where I get Scheller Weber. Yeah, definitely. They have the brats. And when even if they don't have certain things for you, you can ask them like with a couple days notice, like, can you get me in a thing of brats? And they will. And I agree with Faith. They are really, really good.
I wonder if we could make a corn dog out of bratwurst.
And deep fry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, I have been known to substitute bratwursts for choripan with the chimichurri on the roll as an appetizer, and it does work pretty well. It does work pretty well. Yeah.
How can you go wrong?
What would you drink with that?
Oh, I would like a cellar temperature, a nice, cool, refreshing, easy drinking Malbec with the chimichurri. So, Malbec, a nice, easy drinking Malbec. You know, not something with too much oak on it, just sort of a fresher, brighter style. And it's just absolutely with the chimichurri and the bratwurst. I mean, sausage is what's supposed to be in there, a typical Argentine dense sausage, but the bratwurst works beautifully. I mean, it's flavored so nicely. It just with the chimichurri on a nice Portuguese roll like you were talking about, Alex. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll even take a bratwurst and cut it in half lengthwise, and I'll use that instead of a hot dog. Do you know what I mean? So use half a brat, cut it in half lengthwise, put it on the grill, give it a quick grilling on both sides, you know, so you just get a nice little char on it, and then stick it in the hot dog bun with mustard and sauerkraut. Oh my God.
And onions.
Why do you have to cut it in half?
Yeah.
Is it faster?
Easier to eat to get in that hot dog.
So you make two of them, though, right?
Yeah. Yep. You still eat the whole thing, but it's on two buns.
So
okay, that sounds better.
Faith, I found this recipe for bratwurst online, and it was sort of an appetizer piece, where you actually did the boiling of the bratwurst in the pan with the beer, and then you take the bratwurst and you cut it into 3 pieces. You wrap it in a piece of bacon. You roll the bacon in brown sugar and cayenne pepper.
Oh my God!
And then you grill them. Oh my God!
Can we please? We're going to put this up.
Wow!
We're going to put this up right now.
Brown sugar
and just wow.
Brown sugar and cayenne pepper, so you get the sweet and the hot on the outside of the bacon,
and then bacon.
And then you make that bacon crispy on the outside of the brat. Oh,
I bet if you part cook the bacon or just cook the bacon till it's sort of like in that squishy stage, but sort of cooked, you could still wrap it and then not have to grill it as long. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that for dinner.
Yeah, really. I'd like to do it right now as well. Hey, did you know that at Cabela's in East Hartford, they are selling wild game brats?
Nice.
And they come in elk, bison, and boar.
Ooh, I
know, isn't that interesting?
To East Hartford.
Yeah. Hey, can I just tell you one more place? On the east end of Long Island, there is Peconic Prime Meats in Southampton, and they make over 100 kinds of sausages, including their own brats.
Wow.
All homemade. And that's on the east end in Southampton. My mouth is watering.
Yeah.
Why do you think that Wisconsin is so well known for brats?
The Germans, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
Didn't they emigrate there and settle that area?
Yep. Yeah, they brought their food, right? That's the first thing when you see an area get settled by people from, especially a concentration of people from a different country. The first thing they do is bring their food, or find some kind of equivalent here and make their own. And I mean, you see that with all kinds of things.
Right. And then people remember what happened with Italian food. And then people who know how to make this in the most authentic way from their village or wherever, then they come here and they have to use what's available. And so the recipes start to change, and we then have a whole new thing, that's different, but delicious.
Yeah. Find a way to continue to make it delicious with what they have.
Yeah.
So I'm still intrigued by the spices, Faith. So that's what makes a bratwurst a bratwurst. Like I would never have guessed those seasonings.
Yeah, ginger. Yeah.
I know. Hey, Chris. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? The Worst House.
Oh, yeah. New one.
West Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes, of course.
They're known there for the beer selection and for their duckwurst.
Yes.
Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. Chris, remember you used to bring me those hot dogs from that farm in Connecticut?
Yes.
They
don't do them anymore. The steak dogs. Yeah. The big, they were like 2 inches or an inch or maybe an inch and a half thick. Oh, They were so good, made with the tenderloin of beef. They were crazy. Yeah, he doesn't do them anymore. That was Fleming Farm in Simsbury that did them years ago. But yeah, same idea. When you make fresh stuff, that's the thing, like that place in Long Island you were just talking about. If you can find where they actually make them there on site, oh my gosh, so special. Because they're making small batches, right? And they're making them by hand.
I think if you did a barbecue and you invited people over and you just said you're going to have hot dogs and bratwurst and you surprised them with all these like really interesting ones, you would make your guests really happy.
Oh yeah,
because when you think
about
hot dog,
wild boar ones, and what else was it? Say that Cabela's wild antelope,
duck.
Yeah, duck, elk, bison, wild boar.
Wild boar, nice.
Alex,
so
that's a great idea.
Speaking of duck, some people are not able to eat mammalian meat due to some tick-borne illness. It's called the Lone Star tick. So you can't eat mammal. It's going around the East Coast, and so D'Artagnan makes a duck bacon that's people are swearing by. So if if you're suffering and you smell bacon and you can't have it, it's torture. You can get duck bacon that supposedly is as good as regular bacon.
Oh,
which is saying a lot.
I'm trying.
I am really.
I'm excited to try that.
You know, their chorizos are just so delicious. It's just, I'm sorry, they're merguez. They're merguez sausage at D'Artagnan. Wow. They're the best I've ever had, including in France. Yep. It's the craziest thing. Hey, the Crown Market in West Hartford, they're known for their knockwurst. I'm so starving talking about this with all of you. I just want to do this as fast as possible.
And now that we're in summer, this is like the perfect food for us, right? Put them on the grill. I mean, and you don't even have to put them right on the grill. You can put the pan on the grill or a boiling water or a beer on the grill and just cook them outside. And like Alex was saying, you just tell people we're having hot dogs, hamburgers, and bratwurst, and I'm over, right? I'm coming right over because there's nothing better in the summer than that kind of grilling and
So if you're going to make
your sauerkraut simmering on the stove,
and you won't get, hot from the sauerkraut cooking. It's one pot, one burner on the stovetop. That's a great thing. The best wurst I have ever had. It was one of the ones that's kind of white. So clearly it was veal, I think, and it was at the train station in Munich. We were just running from one thing to the next. And, I said, okay, I'll have one of those. And I almost fainted. It was so good. Brats can be so delicious. It's crazy. Hey, we also want to thank Joanne Church, who's our associate producer, for helping with the show. So what are you making for dinner tonight?
Bratwurst.
All right, where
did you not make them tonight?
I know. I'm thinking of all the.
I'm just going to run to the market next door, right? Not even fancy ones. I'm just going to get some Johnsonville ones from the market next door.
Those are good.
Yeah.
So we
have to. So what day of the week starts with a B? I guess none, right? I'm thinking if Tuesdays are Taco Tuesdays. Wednesday's like Spaghetti Wednesday. When do bratwurst? What's
I'll
Thursday?
take them any day of the week.
There's Fish Friday.
Fish Friday.
Yeah, I think every weekend should be bratwurst.
Yeah, or lunch, like Saturday lunch. You grill lunch, like when you're bored and have nothing to do, or you're mowing the lawn. You get the grill and you just grill up bratwurst and hot dogs.
The other thing I've been doing with them real quick is when you have if you have leftovers, I should say, if you do have some leftovers and they're grilled already, I love just chopping them up and throwing them on a salad.
Ooh, you know what Matt did?
To heat them up.
Yeah.
Matt took the bratwurst that were left over from the grill out with everyone and the hot dogs. And then put them into scrambled eggs with American cheese. It was like trashy, classy, and so good. It's just like a big pot of a big skillet of eggs and hot dogs. It's so good. Everyone loved it.
Oh, I bet. Okay, listen. I want to say thanks and love to Chris Prosperi of Metro Beast and Simsbury, Alex Province, and Mark Raymond. Okay, we're off and running. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.